Hey everybody, welcome to The Raid, the GamerAccess.com's PC gaming podcast. I'm your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by the amazing Anthony Ta.
Dude, man, this H. Holy crap.
This what?
H, you know.
Oh, God, Hearthstone.
Okay, the joke got butchered. Oh no.
I was about to say, wait, are you playing Hearthstone?
Well, I've been starting to play it quite a bit, yes.
Oh, that's... you're about to fall down the hole that is Hearthstone. I look forward to this.
I'm happily going down the hole. Just got 2 more classes to unlock. Heck yes.
So
really liking the really basic beginner's custom deck I've made so far. Just need to tackle Priest and Paladin.
What kind of deck do you run? I'm curious.
Oh, I'm sorry, say again?
What kind of deck do you run?
I don't really know what you mean by deck. Like, I just started with a basic mage deck and then just threw in cards.
Okay. So you don't have a central strategy yet?
Not that I'm aware of. I just say, oh, this card looks useful. Oh, this looks useful. Yeah, I keep running into situations where I might need this thing. I think I tend to prefer cards that go after the hero's health.
So you like a burn deck?
Probably, yeah, because I just kind of noticed that, you know, taunt is hella annoying. I noticed that when I first played this game, I played it like a Yu-Gi-Oh game where you can't go after the dude's health until after everything on the field is destroyed, and then I realized, well, this isn't Yu-Gi-Oh, you could just attack the dude's health, but the problem is that I have to think about, well, if I'm going to attack the dude's health, he's going to summon like a billion minions on the board and overwhelm me, and that's not going to be cool at all. So I just thought, you know what, I kind of like a character like Fireball. Like, I like Fireball. It deals 6 damage to enemy hero regardless if taunt is in the way. That's awesome. I want a card like that. And then there's what's that one again? It's like that basic card that costs 5 mana. You summon the Night Elf, and then she does a battle cry of 3 damage to the hero's health.
I know what you're talking about.
It's one of the first cards. But yeah, I am hooked. Still got 2 classes to go, and I'm not really looking forward to getting humiliated, but, you know, gotta start somewhere, right?
Oh, wow. Alright, well, I would say that develop a central strategy for your deck and then go from there. Like, I run a burn deck, so my mage deck, I think, has a total of maybe 4 defensive cards, then everything else is attacking.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of more like a burn type of person, too, because it's like going after the enemy's hero's health, but protecting my own, so taunting is kind of a big deal for me, too. So, that's nice. As far as hero powers on the mage class, I don't know. Cast a wimpy little fireball. Pew, pew. that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, but mages have really beast spells. Like, dude, wait till you get some of the really high-level mage cards. Oh my god. Like, fucking Polymorph and...
Polymorph. That is a good one. I love Polymorph. It's like, oh no! Here comes an 8-mana monster! Polymorph. Haha.
Let me run this... Check this out. Pyroblast. Costs 10 mana to do it, but it does 10 damage.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm actually doing alright. Complete garbage. Like, I had issues getting through the damn tutorial, but then I looked at the basic mage deck, and I'm like, nope, gotta make my own. So I made my own, and it's working out okay so far. There are a couple times when I get completely annihilated by the computer, which makes sense, but there are other times when I'm like, oh yeah, I have a plan with the cards I have right now. So
right on.
Cool. Hearthstone it's awesome. I mean, I sit here now and I'm just like, about last year.
I go back to like last year's Game of the Year awards. I'm like, that game could have won. could have won Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, like Nick's on board with it too. So it could be top 5. Nick's on board with it. John's on board with it. I'm now hooked onto it. You are a huge fan of it, and we just need to.
Tori plays it too. Tori plays that game.
Yeah, Tori plays it too. We just need to get Stephanie and Bremen on board, and they literally have no excuse because it's free and on everything. It runs on everything. I mean, yeah. You have a smartphone, it'll run on a smartphone. Unless it's too old, but yeah. Hearthstone. I'm sure this will become a weekly topic, and I will actually understand what you guys are talking about this time.
Yeah, me and you need to play a match soon.
I'm not looking forward to it. Honestly, this is it's gonna be the equivalent of me playing against you in Madden. I'm probably not gonna do too terribly bad, but I'm still gonna lose. Like in the case, like I probably will have something going for me, but I'm gonna miss some little minor detail.
All right, so
it's like you and your competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I could play pretty decently, but I'm still gonna lose at the end.
All right, well, we got some PC news.
And hey, speaking of which, we're on the topic of Blizzard. Heroes of the Storm is out officially. It's out of beta now.
Yeah, it is out. We're doing 60-minute access of that tonight.
Yeah, in which I have no idea how to play that game, so I don't know how our viewers are going to enjoy watching me suck.
I told you a couple days ago, like, you know,
I didn't have time to learn the game. I'm sorry. I didn't bother playing it. I just how did the tutorial go again?
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
And I'm gonna need to figure out I need to see what the hero rotation for this week is.
It's not super great.
Oh, good. That's extra sick. This is going to be a slightly less embarrassing Dota 2 run, is basically what I'm feeling here. Because, I mean, like, at least you know what you're doing. I don't. And so basically, it's just Dota 2, but less embarrassing. That being said, I still suck, so it probably still is embarrassing. So, yeah, Heroes of the Storm is out. No idea. I don't know what people think of it so far, though.
So far, most people seem to really like it. I know my Battle.net friends list was lit up with people playing the full release. I also know that they, in honor of the full release, they put out a new hero, the Crusader from Diablo 3.
Right.
So now I think it's up to like a 35 or 40 person hero roster at this point.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, in other MOBA news, the prize pool for the International, Valve's upcoming Dota 2 World Championship, is over $11.6 million and counting, and it has well surpassed last year's $10.9 million. And it's done it in half the time.
The thing is that if you manage to win even like a quarter of that prize pool, where does the money go to? Because, like, this is like, I don't think it's like golf where it's like, oh, all the prize money goes to you. Because, you know, it's just like, if you're like top, I highly doubt those I highly doubt the team of like 5 people or whatever. I highly doubt they'll all become millionaires if they win first place. Because, I mean, they split like the league, I'm pretty sure like the League World Championships had a lot of money going in it, but it wasn't like the players in the end became rich afterwards. I
mean, you gotta think that a large chunk of it gets taken out for taxes. And then you take.
Here's the thing, everybody. When you win the lottery, you don't actually keep all that money. It technically counts as income tax. It technically counts as income. So you get taxed on it. Which, I don't know what percentage that is. I think it really depends where you live.
Yeah. I think that, I'm going to say that probably each person on that team gets about $1 million after taxes and everything. That's a 5-man team.
I feel like it could be a little less. Or somewhat less.
Dude, even then, that is so much money. Like,
that is so much money for the short run, though. Like,
Yeah, man.
it's like it's a one hit thing. Well, it could be a multiple hit thing depending if the team sticks together and still wins, big at the end. But yeah, like say like even if you walked home with $1 million, that's $1 million. I mean, $1 million is freaking awesome, but you kind of, I mean, I'm suddenly reminded of that ESPN 30 for 30 documentary on broke athletes.
Yeah.
That, like,
The
if
thing
they
is,
like,
though, like with $1 million, you can invest that in like you have so much money to invest at that point in ways that aren't stupid. That if you
yes,
do it,
this
you
is
do not need to
assuming,
work.
yeah, but this is assuming you don't make stupid decisions when you invest.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, what's the, like, when, if you say, here's $1 million, congratulations, you're the best Dota player in the world, here's $1 million, I'm pretty, like, what would you do with it? Like, the first big temptation is, buy big expensive stuff, right? Like, everyone's tempted to buy these. Like, if someone gave you $1 million just because you won first place in something, you would go out and probably buy yourself a really nice car straight off the bat. I mean, I probably would, actually. Yeah.
The thing is this would be my thing. Like, get my mom a car that's like decent, like $10,000 car. Get myself a charger.
Which charger?
The one with the Hemi, man.
There are like 4 different versions of the Hemi. You can have the Hemi Scat Pack, the SRT Hemi, or the Hellcat Hemi, which has 707 horsepower and can go 202 miles an hour.
I'd probably go that route.
Okay. Be sure to save a lot of money for insurance if you're going to hang on to that car.
Yeah, that's
the other thing that kind of bites too. So you kind of have to think the long run, because if you buy an expensive car, you better have the income to have the insurance, to pay the insurance on it. Ugh, complications.
Yeah, no. Man, I don't know. Like, still, like $1 million. If you like, I mean, you could just do what my grandfather did. Like, buy a bunch of houses and rent that shit out.
That's not a bad idea.
Like, that's just like, oh man, I have all this income coming into me for essentially doing nothing.
Yeah, just buy yourself 3 houses.
Rent 2.
Have a company manage it, and you're done. Ish. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not that easy, but it sounds manageable. Oh man, $1 million. But yeah, the $11.6 million and growing prize pool. Yeah, guys, this thing, I keep mentioning golf. Yeah, this is more than golf. Like, the most prestigious golf tournament in the world doesn't have a prize pool that even matches this. Not even close. And and I mentioned this last year, and right now it's still growing. Oh man, what are they going to rent out this time to hold the tournaments?
Probably somewhere in Seattle again. Like, I don't know, like what'd they do for that Halo championship like a year ago? Probably that thing.
Yeah.
Another PC news, another new video card is out, the 980 Ti.
So basically, the Titan X is now irrelevant again, just like how the 780, like, it's exactly what the 780 Ti did to the Titan Z, I think it was. Okay, so think about it. The 980 Ti is 90% of the Titan X at 2/3 the cost. Tell me, why would you want to buy a Titan X? Again, 90% of the performance at 2/3 the cost.
Yeah, because like I'm building my machine next year, and I'll probably like, if my budget is $2,000, I'll probably put a 980 Ti in it. Like, yeah, why wouldn't you at that point?
Yeah, it's like NVIDIA was just like, Titan X, the most powerful single GPU graphics card in the world. And then all of a sudden, now it gets usurped by this 980, and I'm just like, I mean, I kind of saw it coming because they did it, again, they did it with the 780 Ti, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, really, guys? Like, really? Other than that, it's basically a super fast. It's basically another super fast video card from NVIDIA that just happens to cost, I think, $650 and make some more noise if you buy the base reference design. And something I did notice in the complaints is coil whine, which is kind of like an electrical thing. Like when electricity moves, if you know how when you stand by a giant electrical transformer box, you hear that buzzing sound.
Yes.
Out of all the electricity moving to it. Yeah, it's kind of like that, except not as massive or frightening. I think my video card does it too, which is kind of worrying. It's kind of an obnoxious buzz, but 900. I noticed the high-end 900 cards tend to have that kind of bit to it. So there's some coil noise. It's a little louder. Naturally, it's a little hotter. It's basically a Titan. I think the chip is basically a Titan X that's been toned down a little bit and sold at a much lower price. But yeah, Titan X, you were relevant for like a day.
Yeah, I know Theo was like considering buying one, and like I really hope he didn't, because this is out.
It's like a Nissan GTR. It's like it goes as fast as the much more expensive stuff at much lower cost. Think about it. But yeah, there's nothing really there. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just like, oh, yay, faster video card that costs less money. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and by the time I build my computer, the 1000 series will be out, and this conversation will be completely irrelevant. So to me, this was like, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's not really big news. What is big news is that AMD is scheduled to come out with their new Fuji chips this year, which I don't really know much about.
To highlight some to highlight some performance differences here, at 1080p, the difference between Arkham Origins between a Titan X and a 980 is 1 frame per second. On the Heaven 4.0 benchmark, it is 1 frame per second. On Hitman, it is 0.05. On Metro Last Light, it is 0.5. On Shadow of Mordor, it actually runs better on the 980 Ti. And on Tomb Raider, it is 2.5.
So basically, you're not going to notice a difference between the two on the 1080p monitor.
Yeah, on a 4K, the 980 Ti does better in Batman. It does one worse in Heaven. It does better in Hitman. It does exactly the same on Metro Last Light. It does 1 frame lower in Shadows of Mordor, and 3.5 better worse in Tomb Raider.
So Titan X is completely irrelevant.
According to these benchmarks, yeah.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah, NVIDIA's fucking stupid.
Butchering your own top line.
Yeah. Like this seems really dumb.
I mean, I saw it coming. It's like, and it's not even like how long has Titan X been out? It's like what,
like
2 months, a month or two? Like this isn't a case of this isn't a case of 6 months later this came out. No, this is a case of only like a month or two later, and all of a sudden here's a cheaper product, guys. Titan X was just marketing BS.
Yeah. Man, if you bought a Titan X, you're probably so fucking mad right now.
If you bought a Titan X, you probably have a lot of money to dump on outdated equipment.
Yeah.
Like, you think about it, like, what is the Titan, like, who buys a Titan X? People looking for the top of the line, right? Well, there's always new top of the line coming out all the time. So
this thing has fucking...
You're constantly upgrading, so you must have a lot of money to be constantly upgrading.
Yeah, I guess. IGN gave it a 9.6 out of 10. They say it is a superb combination of price and performance and tough competition for AMD to beat. It says it matches the Titan X in performance, surprisingly affordable, non-reference cooling options, cool and quiet, The only bad is it as board design is boring at this point.
Does it come with a backplate?
I don't know. I didn't say.
I'm gonna check some other place right now. Hopefully it does come with a backplate. Let me check. The reference design has no backplate.
Okay.
Which, I mean, if I'm honest, is the backplate the biggest deal in the world for me personally? No, because as far as aesthetics, I don't look inside my computer all day, so to me it doesn't really matter. As far as actual cooling benefits, I don't know. I feel like a well-designed custom cooler does a much better job than sticking a backplate on.
Pretty much.
And yeah, the backplate's not the biggest deal in the world, other than more for like decoration and very minor cooling, I guess. If anything, I think killing the backplate's probably what makes it 650 instead of 680. Because that piece of metal they sell in retail for like $30.
Yeah, but they make a profit on that, so they're probably like it probably cuts off $15 from the price.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So moving forward,
but at this point, I feel like the 980 Ti is just kind of like I feel like Intel and NVIDIA are just kind of like doing this thing where we're gonna crush our only competition until they don't exist anymore. Then we can be lazy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like NVIDIA hasn't exactly been on their A game with drivers anymore, because it used to be they always like tweak their drivers for like 5% improvement here, 10% improvement here, and now lately all they're doing is game ready driver. This driver's ready for The Witcher. This driver's ready for this game. Oh, performance upgrades? Nah. What you need is the game ready driver, and that's it. I'm just like, really? What happened to tweaking drivers for performance upgrades?
They don't have to worry about shit anymore. You hit it on the nail on the head. Like they don't. I mean, really, who the fuck buys AMD video cards? Like, think about it. Who do you know that that buys that kind of card?
No one.
Like no one.
I technically don't know anybody who buys AMD cards.
And every bit, like, unless you are buying a low-end build trying to save as much money as possible, no one goes with AMD for anything gaming related. So, but no one does.
Yeah, it's just like you're buying I mean, it's like AMD competes on price, but even on price point, it's like, well, the NVIDIA card's gonna run cooler, quieter, and eats up less of your electrical bill.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, AMD's just in a precarious spot. They're not like where they used to be. Oh, and speaking of NVIDIA, they have reintroduced overclocking on laptop drivers again.
Cool.
I mean, yeah. What is going on here?
That was a turbulent week. God, this is a slow news week. Dear Lord.
Well, we have some news. Hey! Oh man, I forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh yeah. XCOM 2 is a thing.
XCOM 1 was an amazing game, and XCOM 2 looks to be just as good. And it is only on the PC. PC Master Race finally gets an exclusive.
Woo! We have Civilization, now we have XCOM.
Yay! This does not surprise me. Those games typically don't do super great on consoles, so no.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I just remember I played on the PS3, and I just realized I am terrible at XCOM.
Well, I mean, the point of the game is to eventually lose, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I just tend to lose really early. Because the whole world was panicking an hour in, and I'm just like, yep, I don't know how to do this.
I have doomed the universe. America's going down. China's going down. World's going down. Oh no.
Aliens are far more advanced, I'm sorry.
Yep, the world's done. Oh man. I don't know. It's cool. They say they wouldn't rule out a console version, but right now, because their primary audience is pretty much exclusively on PC, that's what's going to be exclusively on this November.
Cool.
I mean, that's good news, because that means that they can optimize it for as many video cards and shit as possible. They can look as good as it can possibly
You mean
look.
it optimized for as many video cards as possible from a single brand?
Truth. Anthony Ta speaks truth.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, it's like, okay, I'm a developer for the PC. Unless I am indie, I need to pick a side, red or green.
Square Enix picked fucking red, which that was weird.
They picked red. Yeah, I remember Deus Ex. Definitely Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, they're like, check out our dumb hair tech. Bah.
Well, The Witcher also did that too. Check out our hair tag from the green guys.
That tanks performance. Do you want your frame rate cut by 20 frames per second? Fucking turn this on for a barely better looking hair.
And you know what? And even then, the game doesn't run 100% smoothly when I shut it off because I don't know. It's either the V-Sync or something's going on that I can't pinpoint right now. Because when I turn the V-Sync off, I actually notice that it doesn't hiccup quite as much.
Well, yeah, that's because
V-Sync at 50 frames a second.
That's because V-Sync is trying to lock your frame rate, but locking your frame rate also means you are going to fuck up performance super hard. It's the same reason that the PS4 version has a locked 30, where the Xbox One version is allowed to fluctuate.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, you pick a side. EA says we're going with red, and The Witcher says we're going with green, and you know, lots of games are picking green just because I really don't know at this point.
Because
it's like, to sell a graphics card, we need this game optimized on our card, and well, I don't know how
NVIDIA has a lot more. Yeah, NVIDIA has a lot more money, and there are a lot more NVIDIA cards out there.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, AMD owns the low end market. Like if you told me build it,
there is one.
There is. Like, there's totally a...
I mean, like, if you're looking for, like, a $600 laptop, APUs are the way to go if you're thinking about playing games lightly.
Yeah.
Because on Intel's end, they only give, like, their fancy Iris Pro integrated graphics only on, like, very, very specific chips that you can find on next to no laptops out there. So, APUs may be the way to go. But even then, that's, like, the only place... Like, think about it. Gaming laptops. Does AMD even exist on gaming laptops? Only extremely few. Because guess what? Their stuff, their high-end stuff, high-end, in quotes, stuff, is like 3 years old. They haven't updated that line in forever. They just rebranded it. Yay, irrelevance.
Well, I don't know. Are you excited for another XCOM? I thought those games were fun.
It's a curiosity. Like, the first game I sucked so much that the world was panicking before I even was like, okay guys, before you oh crap, everyone's panicking already. Apparently for some reason I'm just really bad at managing stuff in that game, and I keep getting soldiers killed. So that doesn't help at all. It's a really hard game.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. Like, it's like, I play that shit on Iron Man mode, which is if someone dies, they're gone for good, and I name people after my friends.
Oh, so you work harder to keep us alive.
Basically.
At least I hope you do.
I do.
Okay, if you say so.
Though, I'm gonna be honest, there's this one game, Anthony, where, like, where you were one of my soldiers, and I was like, alright, I can put Anthony out there as a distraction, and the rest of the team can get to evac and be saved. Or I can risk the
classic soldier makes a sacrifice so the rest can live.
Yep, that's pretty much how it goes. It's like, all right, if Anthony doesn't do this because he's the closest one, multiple people will croak. Or I can just have Anthony croak. All right, Anthony, you're taking one for the team.
The cold-hearted decision.
Yep.
The practical decision. The rational decision. Man, now you're just reminding me of FTL where you just shoved me into the engineering bay and I'm constantly putting out fires.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I told you. So you know how I've told you how I intend to get an iPad. This is PC. This is weird tech related shit. Um, and I intend to get a tablet, probably an iPad. And for like, I figure like, I called my company and they're like, well, we can put that on your plan, but you're still gonna have to pay the tax. And because I worked for AT&T, I know the way around that, and it is bitch and tell them how long they've been a customer, and then suddenly they will fix this. So I should. So yeah, they gave me an account credit. I didn't have to pay the tax. So my tablet should be in the mail hopefully before E3.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's so. Let me tell you. So would everyone like some insight into AT&T customer service?
Fire away.
All right. Here's the thing. You need to be a customer there for at least 2 years. But once you are there for 2 years and paying your bill on time for 2 years, if you bitch enough, you will most likely get what you want.
Okay.
That's basically the short of it. Just pay your bill on time. Make sure that you're upgrading your phone when you can upgrade and you're locked into contracts and shit. And if you complain enough, you'll probably get what you want. So
okay.
Yeah. So cell phone bill goes up by $25 though.
Well, yeah, you're adding a tablet.
But
you're getting a tablet and you're not exactly paying the upfront cost of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth it. It'll be definitely worth it than a next event after E3 where I can do all my word processing on it. Because as I learned last E3, a 6.5-pound laptop is not heavy. A 6.5-pound laptop that you have to carry for 8 hours, on the other hand, is extremely heavy.
Yeah, and if it's in a messenger bag, it drags down on your shoulder a lot.
Yeah, so
backpacks.
So I learned that lesson, and I was like, I need to fix this. So I did. I went and I fixed it. Right. I'm excited to play all these amazing tablet games that I keep hearing about.
Cool.
Like Hearthstone. No, I intend to use it mainly as an e-reader. So Anthony, if this thing arrives before the E3 trip, I will probably be reading a large chunk of that ride down.
See, I don't read on the screen because it gives me a headache.
See, I prefer it for whatever reason. And I think the reason I prefer it is because, like, I always hate how books just, like, the way they're printed can mean they fuck it up sometimes and pages tear and shit like that. I don't know.
And they eat up space in your room.
That too. As I look over at my shelf and it's just like all the books. All these motherfucking books. So, same thing with games, funnily enough now though. Like my game collection has gotten to the point where I'm like, gonna have to throw some of this shit in storage.
Yeah, whenever I like try and stare at a digital screen while on the road, I start getting a headache and it's not cool. It sucks.
Oddly enough, I've noticed that I have that problem, but only with specific games. Some games I don't have the issue with. So, like, for instance, like I tried playing Mario on the road, and that was a horrible nightmare that I nearly threw up on. But like Pokemon's fine. Anything that's not like really motion heavy is fine.
Okay. So like a static kind of screen for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, like I considered buying Shovel Knight before the E3 trip. I'm like, that is a 2D platformer in the vein of Mega Man and Castlevania. You will vomit all over Anthony's car if you play that game. Um, so I was like, yeah, maybe I should just play Persona.
Good idea.
Persona.
Maybe I need to go play that game and finish it one day.
My roommate is playing it right now, and I love it. Like I woke up this morning and I hear it in the other room, the Persona music, and I'm like, this is I have the day off. Persona music is playing. Today cannot get any better. That was my
thought. Yeah. So hey, big news for the world of computing. Windows 10, it is coming out July 29, 2015. And they actually stuck this little thing on the taskbar on my computers that says, you can reserve your free upgrade now. And my current logic is, I'm gonna take my laptop and upgrade it to Windows 8.1 because, well, I don't really do much on my laptop other than, you know, record stuff on it, put my software on it, and see if it works. If everything works perfectly fine, I'll take my Windows 7 gaming system and put it up to 10. But then again, I'll probably upgrade it to 10 anyways because, well, at this point, DirectX 10 is... Sorry, not DirectX 10. DirectX 12, Nick loves to talk about how it's freaking, like, the best invention in the history of gaming since, you know, HD or something. So, there's that.
Like I said, I need to find out what Alienware is doing about their weird special bias. Because, like, because I don't want to support this and them to be like, fuck you, none of this is supported. You know, you can't
buy a new system today.
Yeah, like at that point,
that's the thing about computer companies. I notice is that like they don't have very good support pages. Like in the case of HP, I had to dive through like maybe 3 or 5 different menus. With MSI, their support page looks really cheaply done. They're just like, okay, fine, here's the drivers, just leave us alone now, please. And then for me to look up motherboard drivers, it's on this convoluted GUI, and I'm just like, what?
Like, Alienware's pretty good. Like, they have a page that's like, here's the drivers. Like, put in your laptop. All right, now pick what driver you need. Awesome. Yeah, man, it's a fucking nightmare. In all honesty, it's a fucking horrible nightmare. In this case, because in mine specifically, because I don't, I overclock through the BIOS. It has all this weird light shit, and I'm like, well, like, how do I do this? Like, will all my shit still work? Can I just install the programs from this disk, even if it's on Windows 10? Will they work with Windows 10? Is Alienware going to put out their own custom BIOS again that I have to download for Windows 10? You know, like, all this shit.
Like, my concern is that I've seen this so much since Windows 98 is software that works on the older operating systems doesn't necessarily work on the new ones. And there's like a lot of complicated shit underneath that has to be done to, say make a game compatible. So I'm just like, okay, so everything that's running on Windows 7 right now, editing software. My editing software is kind of old. It's from 2010, 2011? That's it's Windows 7 stuff. Like, is this going to work in Windows 10? I mean, it works in 8.1, but is it going to work in 10? If it doesn't work in 10, I'm not going to go out and spend hundreds of dollars just to upgrade my editing software just so it runs on 10. And I really doubt that the company that made it's going to just say, oh yeah, it works in 10, we'll take care of it for you. They're not going to do that. They'll just try and sell me one of their really expensive subscription-based services. And then there's the case of games too. One of my friends, he likes playing Duke Nukem 3D. And they got that to run on Windows 7 after some tweaking. Is it going to run on Windows 10? Do you have to update every single old game so it works on 10 again now? Stuff like World of Warcraft, you don't have to worry about because, it does a giant user base and they have to make it run on that. But, I don't know. It's like that's like one of the issues with like PC games is that something like a disk copy of SimCity 3000 may work on Windows 7, but it will not work on 8.1. So there could be a lot of compatibility issues.
For sure.
And,
Alright, well.
and yeah, like in the case of your laptop, it's like basic stuff like keyboard lighting. That could become really jarred up. But Windows 10 is happening. I'm gonna put it on my laptop. Really curious as to whether it's a DirectX 11 card, but whether my 840M actually shows any performance improvements, even if it's very minor, because Nick says only some DirectX 12 bits can work on a DirectX 11 card. Meanwhile, my PC will just get the full DirectX 12 treatment because I upgraded to a 970. Hell yeah. But at the same time, if all the programs and games just don't work, if some essential programs don't work, I'm going to be like, maybe I should keep my PC on 7 as much as that sucks. Or I just move all my editing stuff to my laptop and keep my laptop 8.1. That works too. Woo. Yay, the freaking new operating system. This is huge.
Yeah, man. Alright, well, I think that's pretty much it for this week. Sorry, peeps. Slow news week. Yeah,
E3 is coming up.
They're like, everything is console related or hidden behind a mask of just...
Oh!
Ooh.
I have one last big news story.
Okay, yeah.
So, the Steam Box thing. It's available for pre-order now. If you pre-order and you somehow pre-order before they sell out.
Wait. Question: Is this the one like by Valve, or is this one of those weird, like other ones that you get through Alienware and shit?
It's a Steam hardware pre-order.
Okay, because you've always
you've been able to get the news, and they just said here's some Steam machines from the following manufacturers, which is Alienware and Cyber.
You've been able to buy those for ages. Like you've been able to buy a fucking Steam box through Alienware for like over a year now.
Okay. Well, I just noticed that just came up on the Steam store.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. So if you pre-order now, before they run out somehow, you can get yours October 16th. Everyone else won't be able to really buy it normally until November 10th. My personal opinion. Just build your own computer, install Steam, and put Big Picture on, and run Big Picture mode.
Yeah, like, that's what I told Nick. Like, he's like, I hate having to start shit like this. And I'm like, run Big Picture mode then?
Yeah, and he thinks it's amazing.
I'm glad. I love, like, seeing Nick play PC games now is hilarious. Because, like, for years, I was probing him, like, you should play on PC more. You should play on PC more. You should play on PC more. Nick, you would really like playing on PC more. And he finally fucking caves and moves over to PC. And it's all he wants to play now. So yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, so the Steam machine, they're trying to sell it like a game console. Starting prices from Alienware for an Intel Core i3 is $450, which is actually not bad. But man, if you're trying to play something like The Witcher, I don't think it's gonna run that well.
No, not at all. Like, are you crazy?
I mean, and it's a Steam box, so I don't know if they put only the Steam OS in there. And because Steam OS is a Linux thing, I don't know if they made The Witcher run on Linux. Because here's the thing, one of the reasons why they kind of pushed the Linux was, oh, there's far less overhead and we get better frame rates. Well, ta-da, here's DirectX 12. So... there's that.
So I was on the Steam page just now looking at their sales, and I noticed one of them was Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition, and it's like, notice Fallout 3 is not optimized for Windows 7 or later. And that made me laugh so hard. It's just like, oh,
which
right!
Which Fallout?
Fallout 3.
Oh, so you're basically saying Fallout 3 runs like CRUD on Windows 7's computers?
No, I mean, just...
cruddier?
That game always ran like shit no matter how you played it. But, well, I don't know what it runs like, but I remember. But the message was just like, hey, this game was made before Windows fucking 7 was out. Or when did Windows 7 come out? What year?
2009.
Okay, yes, it
October
came out.
'09.
It came out a year before Windows 7 existed.
Yeah, but even then, by the time Windows 7 came out, everyone was still thinking that Windows Vista was like the worst thing ever. And at the time, it probably was.
Well,
To be
right
honest,
now-
at that time, PC gaming was facing some really dark days.
Okay, so I'm going to run you through this Fallout sale. Fallout, a post-nuclear role-playing game, is $5. Fallout 2 is $5. Fallout Tactics is $5. Fallout 3 is $5. Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition is 12. Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition is 12. All because of the announcement of Fallout 4. So,
Okay, so buy some games that may crash on your computer to support Fallout 4.
I mean, I guess. I don't like. I love the idea of Fallout. Like, the idea behind Fallout is super cool and interesting. It is such a shame that Fallout 3 was a fucking just awful game. Just a horrible piece of rancid shit. Yeah. And, like, I look at this trailer for Fallout 4, and they don't show any gameplay. They just show, like, the graphics engine. And the game looks very pretty. Like, it looks like a very pretty game. But do I want to, do I really care all that much? It's set in Boston, so that's kind of neat.
I think Fallout, and I just keep thinking, I don't give a shit, guys. I don't care how much you hype it up. I don't care. Didn't care before I played the game. Cared even less after I tried it. Or Fallout 3.
Like, Fallout 3, I remember they showed it at the Microsoft E3 press conference. I'm like, that game looks cool. And then, like, I ignore it, and all the reviews come out, and it's getting great scores. I think Giant Bomb gave it a 4 or 5, and then my friend Mark is like, oh, yeah, dude, you like Oblivion, you gotta check this game out, you gotta check this game out.
That's what everyone told me. You love Oblivion, you'll love Fallout 3. And then I found out exactly why they are completely wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
to me, I kind of care about how my world looks. I love Oblivion because of its... I love Oblivion, one of the big reasons why is because of its world. Fallout 3, I flat out don't like that world.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, post-apocalyptic, I kind of prefer something that's alive instead of something that's dead. Now, here's the other thing, too. Red Dead Redemption took a desert and made it alive, and that was awesome. Fallout 3 took a wasteland and put some buildings and random stuff in it, and I'm kind of not getting it. And there's no vegetation to make me feel better because everything has been radioactively nuked.
Yeah, man, it's one of those games that, like, I don't mind when a world is dead if it's interesting. Like, The Last of Us was interesting. Like, there are ways to make that style of game cool and interesting, even if the world is, dead. But that game just did not do that. And, like, here's the thing. I normally agree with Jeff over at Giant Bomb. Like, the review came out and he gave it a 4 out of 5, and I pulled up the review now, and, like, this quote. It's like, the 360 version is no slouch, da-da-da-da. It's like, it's unfortunate Fallout 3 is saddled with so many little and medium-sized issues because that can get in the way in what is otherwise a fantastic experience. The world is fully realized and full of options. It'll be a struggle in spots, but I'm willing to guess most people are willing to overlook a lot of the game's problems and have a very good time exploring the irradiated wasteland formerly known as Washington, D.C. And I'm just like, I disagree with this so much. I loved Oblivion. Probably for not the best reasons, but I really did enjoy Oblivion. And the idea of going back to that motherfucking Fallout 3 just sounds awful to me. It sounds like a fucking nightmare. I don't know.
Yeah. I forgot that I actually own Fallout New Vegas and played it for 37 minutes.
Everyone tells me that's the better one, and I'm like, really?
It's like, if you think Fallout 3 is boring, Fallout New Vegas is more compact. It's more, everything's closer together. And I'm like, I still don't get it, guys. Sorry.
You should let me try your can let me try your Steam account there, but I didn't try that game.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, fuck it. Whatever. I mean, like I want to try that game, but I'm probably gonna wait until it's on a Steam sale, like another Steam sale when I have some money on me. All right. Well. So, that it?
Just, I think so.
All right. Like I said, people, short week. We will be back next week, hopefully with more stuff. Have a good day.
Bye, all.
We love you.